Hello friends, welcome to TechnoPoints. So in this video we are going to learn about Gradle in Android. So what is Gradle? If you have been working in Android for a while, then you must have seen when you open the project, you must have seen that Gradle build is running. That message appears at the bottom right corner of the ID. Or sometimes Gradle build successfully, you have also seen that message in the tab at the bottom. Or sometime if you are unlucky, then you must have seen that error related to Gradle, that the Gradle build failed. So what is this Gradle? Gradle is actually a build automator. It is a build automation software. Well, it is already installed in Android Studio for helping purpose. While working with Android, and we have to manage different files. Like there are multiple files that they are defined everywhere. So Gradles basically executes all the tasks required for this file to build the project one by one. It executes all the tasks sequentially. That's the thing Gradle do, and thus we are able to run our project successfully. That is the work of Gradle actually. When I was starting Android, learning Android, I have also thought that Gradle is just compiles the codes, but no, that is not true. It do uses compiler, but it does much more thing than compiling the project. Basically, as I have just discussed, it executes all the tasks which are required to build the project one by one, and thus we are able to export the APK file finally, which we install in our phone, or which we can upload on the Play Store. And it uses Groovy language for its files, Gradle related files. Groovy language is there used. So in this video, we will be learning practically what is Gradle and how to use that. What are the features provided by Gradle, and how can we make our different build variants according with the help of Gradle. So let's start. So here I have created a new blank project, empty project that I haven't added anything in that. So in this, we can see here by default Gradle scripts are present. So let us expand it, and here under this Gradle script we see all these Gradle files. These are all Gradle related files. So there are these two are the mostly used and most important files are there. Both have the same name, build.gradle and build.gradle. But if you can see here, it is shown that project Gradle tutorial, like it is a project level build.gradle, and this is the app level build.gradle. So what it is, though they are seeing as same here, but if you open them in a hierarchy, if you are in a file explorer or finder in your Mac, then you see that this file is out of this app component, app folder, and this file is inside this app folder, because this is the module specific file and this is the project specific. So let us double click on this. So one project can have multiple modules. So what, and this file contains the configuration for all the project that all the things which applies to all modules of that specific project. So these are the things that we are commonly using, that Android application, here Android library, here Kotlin Android and its version. So all these things are defined globally. It will be same for all the modules. And now here is another one, build.gradle, which is a module specific file. So this file is specifically, this contains the specific configuration related to our application, our own module, our own application. So these has a different blocks like plugins which we are using in our project, these plugins, and this Android block and this dependencies block. So we'll come to that one by one. Here is a Android block, and here is a default config in which our application ID, that is package name, is defined. Minimum SDK, target SDK, all these settings, these are mostly self-explanatory, and these are all things are defined here by default. So here is one concept, that is build types. So by default, Android Studio comes with these build types and it provides us with release. So what is the build types? Basically, when we are building any application, so we want to, before once it finishes development, and we also want to test it on, but we don't want to test it on directly a production environment. There we can define different environments like a demo environment, production environment, staging environment. So for testing of these, we, let's say we have different options, like here in the release, minify enabled is false. Let's say we have to make our application as a true, minify enabled as a true. so that our code and we are also using the program file so that the code will be obfuscated and reverse engineering will be very hard. So we might use these settings for our release version, but in order to, if we have to debug our application, if we are, let's say our application has completed the building stage, development stage, and we are going now to test it. So first we will test it on our demo URL, demo servers, and then we'll be going into production. But if there are some bugs or some errors reported in the demo environment, then what we have to do, developer has to change every time this minify enable true to false, and remove these program files, because unless you will, and also we can also make one setting as debuggable. Debuggable as we can keep it as debuggable as false, so that our application will not be debuggable in the production environment, but it should be debuggable in the demo environment, because our developer have to resolve the bugs. For that we, and these are only three settings here, but these settings will grow as per our demand, so it is not possible to change it every time. So that's why build types has been introduced. Basically build types is named as, let's say, the type in which the project should be built, that is we can say as build types. So we can also introduce one another build type here, that is demo, and we'll make here minify enabled false, and we'll set debuggable as true, and let's sync the project. Again Gradle has synced the project and our setting are now applied. Now let's see what is the advantage of this one and how we can where it reflects whatever we have changed here. So you can, here at the left sidebar you can see build variants here. Just click on this one and you can see here active build variant is debug. Here is our module app and here is active build variant. So we can just click on this one, and at here demo is also available. At first time when you launch the any empty project, debug and release both are available by default, but we can define as many build types as we want. This is a demo and demo has come here. So if you click on this demo, it does again syncing and it applies the settings specifically what we have defined here in the demo, and thus we can uh, build our project according to that build type. So let's make it as a small letter demo, and yes, it is compiled. So we can also define here build types, as much build types as we want. This comes by default and we have added this explicitly. And there is one more concept, that is product flavors. So what is product flavors? This question has been asked in various Android interviews, and this concept is also practically used, but we don't pay much attention to that. So let us understand what is product flavors. Basically, let's say if we have one application and we have two versions of that application, one is free and one is paid, and we want to make some features work in a paid version but restrict them in free version. So we can do that in our instead of creating two projects, we can manage that in single project with the help of this product flavors. So let's say these are two flavors of the product, and we can manage them according to in our build file according to our requirements. So for that, out of this build types block, let's we have to define product flavors. Okay, before going to the product flavors, we have to define one tag as a flavor dimension. Flavor dimensions, it is basically a list which have to define with some names for product flavors, which we can uh, tell that these belong to the same dimension. So let's say we name it that default dimension, and here we can specify it as dimension, and followed by the same keyword we have used here, that is default dimension. And but we'll not define this inside this directly. We'll define some product flavor. Let's say our application comes with three uh, different product flavors. One is free. Inside we'll define this one. One is paid. We'll also define this dimension here as well. And the third one is subscription. It should be here, subscription, and we'll define the same dimension here. And let us sync the project, and let's have a look at first here. These are only three build variants here, and after I sync the project, click the sync now. This is also running, and yes, sync is complete. Now if you look here, there is something different, some magic has happened. Basically you can see free demo, free debug, free demo, free release, paid debug, paid demo, paid release, and the same three for subscription as well. Basically what Android Studio does, what this Gradle does is it combines these product flavors, these three product flavors, which each of these variant, the build type, to create a specific build variant of our application. Let's say we have three product flavors, so these all Gradle assumes as all these three product flavors should be available for each of the build types. That's why it combines all these three free paid subscription for this release and demo, and makes it available to choose from our variant build variant list. So debug is available by default, but it also does for our which build types which we have explicitly defined for our own convenience. It did that for release, and it did that for demo as well. So we can just click on here and choose free demo. So what if you choose that, what it will do, it will go through here build types, it will pick these properties minifiable true, and it will first pick these properties and combine those it with this free version. We can also select here uh, paid demo. So it will keep the same variant here. It will use the demo, but it will make the setting available for the paid. It will combine this with this paid and demo. It will combine this paid and demo. So this combined thing, these settings will take effect into our whatever way the project we are building in. We can also define various things here as well, like some different URLs or some different toppers or some different text we have to use. So that all we can define here in the product flavors. So there is no limit. We can add as many as product flavors here. That after product flavors has been defined, we can see here some cross error is here. So let's try running our application and see what error it shows. It is showing as APK for your currently selected variant cannot be signed. Please specify a signing configuration for this variant paid demo. Currently we have selected the variant as paid demo. So basically what it means that whenever we are building some Android project and we want to export the APK file to upload on the Play Store, we must sign that. You might have already known this, but for signing that one, we need to specifically specify a configuration for that also. What the parameters we will be using for signing, so that the application automatically configures this, and we don't it won't show it in our box. So it will automatically configure all these for us. Basically when we have only one default build type, it don't have to specify the configuration. When we run the wizard generate build signed dpk, that time it asks us for the key store path and all that. But if we specify a specific explicitly some other build type and some product flavors, then we have to specify a signing config also. So for that, let's see how we can do that. In the Android, under this one, let's define it here, signing configs. That Groovy doesn't give a suggestion, so be careful about small things like if you can just miss this S, then also it will give an error. So under the signing configs, we have to define various signing configs for all our build types which we have defined here. But for the current case, whatever we are trying to run on the application, we have to at least specify signing config for that variant only itself. So for this, we are currently on the build variant as paid demo. So we have to at least specify that signing config for this demo build type. So for that, we'll just write demo, and under this one, we will define all the properties that we needed for signing an APK file. So there can be four common properties that we need. That one is store file, which is basically a file which with a upload key. So that file we need here. So path for that file we need here. So we can just specify a path here, store file with null. It is currently at null. So we can just write D. Or I am not giving here full path. So and for this is also fine for running our application for now. And one is a store password, that will also be another string value. And there is also alias which we define in the while generating a specific file. For that we also need that not alias, key alias actually, key alias. And we'll specify a key alias name that there. And another is key password. So these four fields are mandatory. This is also a string value, and all of these are string values except this one. This is a file path. So after we define these all these properties which are needed to sign the APK file, now let's click on sync now. Yes, it has been synced, and it is for demo. And if we can see here, the error is still here. Let's try running, but it is still showing that APK file it currently cannot be signed. We specify signing config, but we have already specified the signing config, but that is not sufficient. We also have to tell the build type that we have specified this signing configuration for signing the APK file. Under this demo, we'll write signing configs dot demo, so that this demo will know that we have to use this signing config dot demo for generating an APK file for our application. Now let's sync now. Click on sync now, and we can see the error has been gone, and we are now ready to run the application on our device. Well, but we can't actually run our application now. It will again show the error. It needs this specific file. It just that it is not able to recognize at this point. But when we'll try to run it, it will recognize that it won't be able to find this file. So we need all these true values. And one more thing I would like to show here, that here in the dependencies section, we know that we defined all the dependencies for all the libraries, whatever it may be, like Kotlin file, or this constant layout the thing, or recycler view. All the dependencies we defined here, and they have initialized implementation, so they are available for every build variant. But what if we have to import one library, or include some implementation for only some specific build variant, then that is also possible. We can define here in the whatever we have here in the active build variant. Let's say we have to define specific dependency for this build variant, then we can directly write paid demo implementation, and we are also getting the sessions. And yes, we can write any dependency here in these braces so that it will be available only for this variant. Now, one more topic I would like to discuss here, that is source sets. So in our system, in our this directory structure, it is currently set to Android. That's why we are not able to see the src folder. But if we click on this project, then we are able to see this src folder, and src stands for source, and these files, this set of files that is called as a source set. So here it has by default this main test and Android test. These are sets, but we can also define our own. For that, let's go to Android. We can click here and select the new directory, and here if we can also specify a source set for our custom build variant, what for our here paid demo. Let's say here for the paid demo we will specify some source set. So uh, write here a demo, and Android Studio can help us with that. So for this src demo java, I'm going to build this one. So just I click on enter, and it will be available here, but it is we can't see it right now here because it is empty. That's why will again switch to the project, and we are able to see it here, demo. So this demo will contain all the files that are related to this variant only. For other variant, it won't be available, and it will be available for only this variant. So let's right click on this one and create one Kotlin class. Let's say sample class. It can be anything. I'm just showing for a demonstration purpose. So this is a class, sample class, and it is under this Java. Or we can also do one thing. We can just delete this class, and we can make the same hierarchy that we have here in the main. Here type Java, and here is package name, and here is main activity. So we can also do the same here. So just right click on the Java and click on package. So we can also write the package here, package name. I am writing for my case, and yes, recommend under the package name. Now we can here define our sample class, and we are getting the package name as net dot I mean whatever we have here, and with our sample class. And again going to our Android specific hierarchy, now we are able to see it here in the demo. If you look at here, here is a demo in the bracket, and if we expand that, we are able to access that sample class here. But as I just said, it won't be available for other build variant. So let's see if that is true. I'll here select free release, or let's say we have paid demo. I'll select the paid release itself. The flavor product flavor will be the same, the build type will be different. So just click on this paid release, and we don't no longer have access to that package because we have it defined specifically for our specific build variant. And if we switch back to it, paid demo, it will be available here. It will also be available for the free demo as well, because that is also one of the build variant with the build type. So for all the build types, regardless of the product flavor, it will be available because we had defined it explicitly for the build type. So far now we have learned about what is Gradle, and what are its properties and what it does. Well, There is one more concept in the Gradle like creating custom task. So whatever, as I have just told at the starting of the video, the Gradle just execute everything, every task one by one in a sequential manner. So it has predefined set of tasks, or we can create our own tasks also. So let us see how we can create our own tasks and run them with the help of Gradle. So here we have open file here build.gradle, and out of all the scopes in the just root of the build.gradle file, we can just here define task1, and we'll open the braces and we'll just print here println hello from task1, and let's click on sync now. So we have it synced, and we can just open this build and we can see that hello. Okay, actually spelling mistake from my side. So just clicking on sync now, it has run all the tasks, but it has also run this task which we have custom implemented, that is hello from task. Or we can run this specifically explicitly also by clicking on this run, and we get the output here hello from task1. So that's how we can run our own task with the help of Gradle. There may be some advanced tasks like renaming a file, or creating the epic make moving the epic file from one folder to another, copying it from one folder to another. There may be multiple advanced tasks, but generally we don't need that in our Android development for now. So that's why I am not going to that deep. So that's why this was just to give an idea how the Gradle executes the task. One more thing I would like to show here, we can also register our own task inside another task. Let's see it here, tasks. There is a task container dot register. There is one command register, and we can pass here the name of the task. Let's say new task, and we can also provide implementation of this task itself here with the println hello from new task. Okay, now let's click on sync now, and we can again run this explicitly. So actually both tasks should be executed. This task is a child class in this parent task. So according to us, both should be executed. So let's see what happened. It has executed this hello from task 1, but we are not able to see hello from new task anywhere here. Why so? This is because we haven't executed the task, we have just registered it task.register. So in this task container, we have just registered this task. Gradle knows about this task, but it haven't executed it right now. To execute the task explicitly, let's go to here Gradle, open this section, and click on this execute Gradle task, and we can write a task name in front of this Gradle. It was new task, and just press enter, and it will run both our tasks, hello from task 1 and hello from new task as well. This has executed this hello from task 1, and we what the command we have explicitly provided to execute the new task. So it started executing new task, and it executed this line hello from new task, and we are able to see it here. So that's how we are able to execute the task using Gradle. So that's about how the Gradle works and how we can execute the task using Gradle. So in general practice, we don't need to execute the task using Gradle every day and every time, but this should be known to us as an Android developer, and how the Gradle works internally. So this was just a knowledgeable tutorial that you should be able to understand how the Gradle works, and how the things are configured internally. If this video has helped you to learn something new, then please click on like and share with your friends. And if you like such contents and keep me motivated to post such more and more content, so please subscribe to this channel. And if you have some doubts, you can ask in the comments, or if you like something, then let me know that in the comments. And if you don't like something, then let me know that as well in the comments, so that I can improve on whatever the videos I am creating. Thank you so much for listening. We'll meet in the next tutorial with some another good important topic. Till then, goodbye, happy coding.